What's going on, everyone? It's time for another fantasy horror film review. Today we're going to review a weird horror film from China. So I'm pretty sure I reviewed the first one of these, but if not, I'll review it sooner rather than later. But yeah, today we're going to talk about A Chinese Ghost Story 2. It was released July 30th, 1990, and it stars Leslie Chung, Joey Wang, Jackie Chung, and Michelle Rise. And it was produced by Sui Harkle and written by Liu Dui Muk, Lam Ji Tiu, and Lung Yu Ming. It was directed by Ching Si Tung, who did A Chinese Ghost Story and would go on to do A Chinese Ghost Story 3. He also did The Swordsman and Swordsman 2. The East is Red, and Naked Weapon. So this is a fantasy horror film. It's a continuation from the first one, where a young samurai falls in love with this girl who may or may not be a ghost, and yeah, she ends up getting taken. So he goes on this epic quest to find her, and of course she gets taken again in this one. And so it's up to him to battle these monsters, ghosts, and other martial artists and stuff to find his love. So this was a pretty unique type of film. It has some really good choreographed action scenes and some cool monster scenes and stuff. So as the film progresses through, you do get a good lot of action and a lot of good stuff. It's about 80% like horror and action, and then about 20% romance. But in the original, it was about 50-50. So yeah, if you're here for more like Twilight type of romance stuff with a little bit of horror, this one might not be that one. But still, the story is not that well. It has like a lot of cool elements to it, but it doesn't really do much for it. The characters aren't very well developed, and yeah, the story itself is pretty simplistic in how they go about it. It's kind of like watching a martial arts movie, but then you get thrown into some scenes where it's sort of like the never-ending story and films like of that nature. And so, yeah, it was all right, I guess. Now the practical effects and stuff for the monsters and stuff was pretty good. The lighting is pretty bad in this though, so you can clearly tell they're puppets and stuff, but still, you can tell they're having a fun time making this movie, and how uh, they you can just tell by how the actors uh, work with them and stuff that they're having fun and that. Now it's hard. I can't really comment on the acting because this was all in Mandarin and I can't tell if it was good or bad. But as far as I could tell, it wasn't too bad. And yeah, the music was pretty interesting. It's very upbeat for most parts and stuff. There's not very much dread or inducing sounds or anything like that in this. This seems sort of a pretty family friendly type of horror film, to say the least. The one thing a lot of people will get thrown off of is the cinematography. This looked like it was shot on video, and it was very cheaply looking and stuff, like with the weird lighting and stuff. Some scenes do look like they shot it on a camcorder or something like that. So, yeah, some people won't find that as interesting and stuff. But still, I thought the film was entertaining and interesting adventure. But also the ending though, it kind of just abruptly stops. You could tell they were leaving it open-ended for another sequel, which they ended up making like one or two more of these. So yeah, it was pretty odd to see that just like abruptly end. It felt like it was just getting started. So yeah, I did think the film was not too bad, and overall, I thought it was still entertaining and stuff, but it could have been way better. But for what we had got, it was all right. So I'm gonna give A Chinese Ghost Story 2 a 2.5 out of 5. It was amusing enough, and it did have some pretty entertaining monster scenes in it, and that, and but for the most part, it was any other adventure film basically. So yeah, I'm not sure where it's streaming or anything, so if you do want to check it out, I'll at least link the trailer down below. You can see what I'm talking about down there. I'll also link down below is my Instagram, where I post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my story. I usually put the film title in there and some fun fact or history thing in there as well. Also, my Letterbox down below, Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating after watching the films. And my Twitter's down below at reviews_Derek. So follow me on those platforms to move this channel. Don't mind the talking behind me because my room is gaming right now. But yeah. So make sure you like this video, share it so more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any films or film franchises in any genre and on any streaming service I want to hear my opinions on in the future. Comment those down below. I'm trying my best to get to them as soon as I can and if I can find them. And also let me know if you want me to do the other Chinese ghost story films as well. Let me know in the comments. And also let me know what your favorite one is if you have one. Make sure you subscribe. Hope you find something weird, obscure, and odd that you probably never thought of checking out together. And also show you my opinions on popular films that have come out, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell because, well, we're going to do an actual, even more darker psychological horror film called Come True in the next review. So make sure you tune in for that. Watch out for all those ghost goblins and martial artists trying to steal your love away, even if she is a ghost. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.